Right, hello guys, watching Go Up 2, and today we're going to do a ranking of the Sarah Jane team. Yes, obviously Sarah Jane would be at first place, so there's no point in putting her on the list because she would just come first. She's absolutely incredible and amazing and the ultimate Who girl in my eyes. So let's get on to the Sarah Jane ranking the team from worst to best, and I can honestly say we haven't had a bad, well, Casey from the very pilot, the very first episode, she was pretty bad. We haven't had really a bad person on the, and I don't really count her as a part, Casey as a part of the Sarah Jane team in a way. She was just there as a character. So she's not on the list, but every other character on this list is very important to the show and its development. So yeah, let's get into it. So at last place is Sky. Now, I really enjoy Sky. I think she's an incredible, fun, uplifting to the team, and I can honestly say she might just miss out on the other slot just before last place, because if we got more episodes of her, I think she could be up there, you know. I really enjoy her character, her sparks, her laughing, her enjoyment, and very much morals, and she's very fresh and innocent and learning of the world, and it's quite interesting to see. And we also get to see Sky as a baby and Sarah Jane get attached in that way, and Sarah Jane dealing with a younger version of Luke she never really had, and Sarah Jane gets to be a mother again, and we get to see that dynamic. It's pretty cool. And her Sky getting a connection with Clyde, I think, works quite well, and especially in what was it, episode 2 of series 5, The Curse of Clyde Langer, we have basically the only person to help Clyde was Sky, and yeah, I think she's a very vital, important part of the team, even if she's at last place. And at next place is Maria. So, Maria Jackson is... I think Sky could beat Maria Jackson if we had more adventures with Sky. I don't mind Maria. At first, when I was a kid, I really loved Maria, and I was very upset that they replaced Maria with Rani, and I didn't really like Rani at first. But obviously, as an adult, you can learn to forget that. It's like Rose, Martha taking over Rose. Oh, I'm not a fan of Martha. I actually love Martha now. It's just at that time in the show where you get a different person taking over. But yeah, Maria, I love her family. Her family dynamic's pretty cool and interesting. And we also have a interesting dynamic with Sarah Jane. Maria is very close to Sarah Jane, and she's the person that found Luke and named Luke. So Luke's quite attached to Maria as well. It's one of the first faces he's seen. So Luke's quite attached to Maria, I guess you could say. And she had quite banter with Clyde as well. So yeah, Maria's pretty decent part of the team, but there's also obviously people I enjoy more. And that at next place is Luke. Now, Luke's one of the main characters. Why have I put him not at first place? I just enjoy better characters. But I think Luke's dynamic. He's got the best from being born and confused like Sky, but in a higher advantage of not knowing anything, to eventually over the season seeing the progression of him actually becoming his own. And he's a very strong independent character who we see go off to university as he's so clever, and also learn that he did struggle to make friends, which is something everyone can connect with in some way. And we get to see Luke progress and get stronger and deal with aliens, and the connection he had with Sarah Jane Elizabeth Sladen was beautiful, and you could felt like a family unit was there for Luke. And Luke was definitely a fan of Maria, as we could say, because it was his first face he saw. Then he grew attached to Sarah Jane, and he's also grew attached to K9 and Mr. Smith, and a massive connection with his best friend Clyde. And as a kid, I always thought maybe Luke liked Rani, but now as an adult, it's completely the opposite of that, and they're just completely friends, and it's quite nice to see. And yeah, Luke is very vital to Sarah Jane Adventures, more probably than others, but there are other characters I enjoy more when I see them on screen. And next up we have Mr. Smith, I Need You. yes, I love Mr. Smith. He's vital, he's funny, he's got comedicness. He's definitely progressed since Series 1 where he turned evil. That was certainly a good twist towards his memory. But then he got rebooted and changed into a better comedic personality, and I love the wit we get from Mr. Smith. He's just an awesome computer. Well, he's not a computer, but it's the best we're going to get from a computer. And then we have next up is K9. I love it. It feels like a reward, a treat when K9's on the screen, because we don't get him all the time. He's just here and there. And when we do get him, and he's comedic against Mr. Smith and Mr. Smith banter, K9's just feels like a treat. Here's a little treat for your fans for enjoying this episode. Have a bit of K9, and that's what I feel like K9 is, and I love him. And at second place now we have Rani. Rani has the best family, I think, for Sarah Jane Adventures. I think she has the best dynamic throughout the team with her family member, and I love the family of Rani. And Rani's such a strong character of her own, and she feels like a second version of Sarah Jane. She's a journalist. She wants to learn. She also is using the Sonic insert in the series 4 quite well, like Sarah Jane was. And there's a little connection between Rani actually liking Clyde, and we can kind of see that, and I think we can see that a lot. And yeah, you can see that progress. And Rani's very feels second best when Maria gets mentioned, but she works quite well as a team structure, and she can take charge when she needs to be, and she's a very strong, independent woman for this Sarah Jane crew. And I really didn't like her as a kid, because I was like, oh, well, she's replaced Maria, she's not the best. But by the end, by the next series, I really enjoyed her and started to enjoy her a lot more. But as an adult, she's phenomenal. She's the best of the best, and there's only one person that beats her out the Sarah Jane team, and that is at first place. Alright, work. There we go. Clyde. Clyde is the best. He's comedic. He's funny. He's so in depth. He's been there from almost the very start. One episode missing out, but other than that, he's been there from the start, and we've seen him progress from the comedic, witty, bumble thing to thinking he's not that good. If he didn't meet Sarah Jane, he thought he'd be second best to everyone. And he's not. He's more brilliant than he imagines, and Sarah Jane can see that. And he's very vital to the team. He keeps the team uplifted and funny and comedic. He keeps the spirits high. And Clyde is also a strong person who can sort of wit people. When Ruby trapped him in Mr. White and then he got teleported out, he trapped Ruby in a teleporter all on his own, instantly grabbing a gun. He would never use the gun because he finally learnt off Sarah Jane not to use guns, but he used his tactical advantages, and that's what I love about Clyde. And he definitely had a very best chemistry with everyone. He had brilliant chemistry with Sarah Jane, like a motherly figure. We also had Clyde's mom was brilliant as well. We got to see her when we did, and we got a story about his dad and how that impacts. And a lot of people can relate to Clyde because of that. The love triangle sort of thing. Well, not a triangle. The love dynamic between Rani and Clyde was definitely there, I can feel, and Clyde definitely loves Rani. Then we also have, of course, Maria. He had a brilliant connection with that, and Luke and Clyde are best friends, besties for life, and he definitely has a respect to Mr. Smith and K9, and he's just a vital team, so that's why I love Clyde the most, and he makes me laugh, and yeah, he feels like a busy mate, even if he's from the TV. So yeah, there's my ranking of the Sarah Jane Adventures crew. Some of you may think this is disrespectful. Why are you ranking the Sarah Jane crew? We rank doctors, we rank companions, so I am going to rank the Sarah Jane team. And if you don't like it, tough, you know? I just feel like this is a video I kind of want to talk about. I want to individually talk about these characters, and the best way to do that is like a ranking. And this is the order I enjoy them the most. So yeah, let me know in the comments what's your order. And my hair's just been getting in the whole video the whole time, so ignore it. But yes, put down in the comments what your opinions, what your rankings are for this team. And I'll see you guys for another video very soon. Have a nice day.